turn. The feud between Nia and Alexa Bliss now appears to be finished, and if they decide to turn Jax heel, it would align herself with Stephanie McMahon. Listen, I think if anybody needs to be heel in the WWE right now, besides the obvious Roman Reigns, it's Nia Jax. She's a monster. You can't really have somebody that outweighs every competitor by at least 100 pounds be like this sympathetic babyface. She needs to be the dominating heel.
And I think it's perfect. I think it's like an interesting story in terms of, Stephanie, getting revenge on Ronda. I kind of like that, they're kind of keeping that going where that's kind of interesting too. But then also, like I said last week, I've been wanting to see a build-up to this, especially with, this feud, especially because, it's Nia Jax and then Ronda Rousey, who you don't really know who's going to win, because are you going to have Nia keep it, or you kind of can't have Ronda lose, because, I don't think she needs to win. You can't have her lose first singles match.
Yeah, I think if anything's going to happen, it'll be a disqualification.
Something like
Ronda
that, yeah.
wins, but Nia gets the best of her, and Nia keeps the title. It keeps the story going. I would expect that to happen.
That is the ultimate heel move, too. So you expect a heel turn there, and, you have her just beating down Ronda, like with a chair or something. Yeah. Stephanie comes out, starts doing the same thing as well. I mean, it's something that you could see. But it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of weeks, because, I always like a good build-up. So
yeah, and, sometimes the build-up is a lot better than the actual event.
It just proves Alexa Bliss right. Nia Jax is a bully. So
maybe a potential Alexa Bliss face turn.
Double turn in one match.
Not.
Alexa Bliss comes out and helps Ronda Rousey. Ooh, double turn.
I think, it's like
Natalya comes out and hits her in the head with a steel chair.
I think she'll be good either way, to be honest, Alexa Bliss, but I cannot see her being face. She's just the top-notch heel right now.
No, I wouldn't change it. I was just
never,
BSing.
Yeah. No.
So, you didn't watch Raw or SmackDown?
I watched highlights.
So let's talk a little bit about last week's Raw and last week's SmackDown. Let's start with Raw. So this took place in England, jolly old England, at the O2 Arena, right?
Which is a huge arena, a huge concert hall. They've done a lot of really big shows there. Like they did the Family Opera 25th anniversary, a lot of big things.
That's
just
cool.
Real quick history on it. So it's a prestigious place to do events, and I believe they also are going to be doing the UK tournament there as well.
That's interesting.
If I'm not mistaken.
I would assume the finals, not the whole thing.
I don't know.
No, I think it's going to be the whole thing. I think it could be.
I'm honestly not sure.
Competitors.
Also, I believe yesterday or today was Pete Dunne's 1 year anniversary.
I believe it was yesterday.
So there you go. Raw was pretty good. It wasn't terrible, but it had great moments and really bad moments. Basically, anytime I see Bobby Lashley at this point,
he stinks.
I laugh.
I told you he was terrible. Did I not warn you guys?
No, it's not because of him. It's because of the whole, I love my sisters. But Sami Zayn is turning that into something hilarious.
Sami Zayn is, the MVP on Raw.
But let's hope it's good, though. I mean, you've kind of seen this whole type of family thing before in the past. You've seen it with, I believe it was Mick Foley and The Rock. You had something like that.
Yeah.
But then you also had it with Alexa Bliss and Bayley, which that was a joke. That's what I'm saying. So
that was one of the worst things ever.
But again, Sami Zayn has been awesome lately. That promo was amazing. I love when he just takes out his, dad glasses he has every time he has to read. It's just little stuff like that makes it funny and it makes it good. So I'm actually looking forward to that.
So we'll work our way into that, but let's just start with the beginning of the show, which was a pretty good match between Rollins and Owens. Rollins is the guy at this point.
He should have both belts. I want it.
He's up there with AJ Styles as the best in-ring competitor.
On Raw, he is the guy.
I'm saying
he's the best one right now in WWE. I don't care what anybody else says. I'll take
AJ over him. But Rollins is up there, man. He's good. Besides a suicide dive, everything he does is good.
Yeah. I think
Worst suicide dive.
Right, look, I understand that the suicide dive, you like it because obviously you want people to...
I don't like it.
No, I mean you want people to fall. I think his purpose of his suicide dive is that he wants to land it.
But he's gently pushing the person.
It's not a suicide dive. It's just a dive.
It's just like a tap.
Yeah, just call it the Rollins dive or something like that.
I think the purpose is that he wants to land. I think that's what they're trying to make it look cool. I understand to the viewers they're not going to like it. All right, I'm not crazy about a suicide dive either, but I'm just saying before you start knocking it, I think that's the purpose of it, is that they want to be like, oh, and he lands it. No one's done that before.
I say just wipe it out of his repertoire.
Or change it to not a suicide dive, because we're going to go over, me and Justin, I don't know if you watched it or not, Dom, the ECW One Night Stand. We're going to be talking about our review of that because we promised it last weekend. That had a legit suicide dive.
Some crazy dives
of a guy who literally dove into the mats and like probably could have killed himself.
Yeah,
and
but
he actually did years
that was
later.
Back in, what was it, 2003? 2005. So I mean, come on. I mean,
but
no. Because Austin Aries does an amazing suicide dive, and he
Okay,
just
but-
wrestled currently.
all I'm saying is that's what I think of a suicide dive. A guy who crushes someone and then lays there going, "Oh, that was not a bad idea."
I'm
You
not
gotta sell it.
disagreeing with you guys. I'm just backing up, and I think that's what they mean by his suicide
Well,
dive.
they should change it.
I'm not saying it's a good thing.
All right, let's move on. We all agree we like Seth Rollins. He's
Yes.
great on the mic. He has a really good look. He's a very likable character.
He's got a good look, Justin.
Yeah, he does. He's a hunk.
wow.
You don't think he's a hunk? And he's good in the ring. Everything he does, besides injuring Sting and John Cena and his bad suicide dives, he's really good in the ring.
Yeah. So let's move on. Money in the Bank qualifier: Rude, Corbin, and No Way Jose.
This seems like
was
the worst
predictable.
match ever.
It actually was kind of enjoyable. It wasn't that bad of a match. You just knew who was going to win. If any of these other guys won besides Rude, I honestly would have rioted.
I could have seen Corbin.
No.
I mean,
Yeah, I could see it because he won it last year, so
Yeah.
he could be like, I'm back.
yeah, I could have seen Corbin. Definitely not what.
Not
no way
yet.
Jose.
Not yet. I think they're going to try to build him up differently.
What's the point of bringing up a guy like No Way Jose if they're just going to have him lose?
Because you need
why not just keep him?
jobbers.
Why not just keep him down there?
Because
though?
what was he doing down there?
Nothing.
Right. So,
If you
let him be a
watched
loser
NXT,
on the main roster as an enhancement guy instead of just leaving him in NXT where he literally doesn't
Plus,
show
he's
up.
a target for kids too.
Yeah.
You got to realize that also. Kids
I
love
just
guys
want-
like that.
You know what I want to see
Yeah,
one
like
day?
they all start dancing. Come on.
You know what I
They
want to
probably
see one day?
They wish they could be on the conga line.
No,
Do you wish you could be on the conga line?
I wish I could be
Hell
on the
no.
conga line.
Of course you do.
But just get on TV. Any way you get on TV is a good way. Just think about it. You know?
I don't know. With no way it was.
In any case, I would love to see that conga line one day just turn and beat the hell out of a wrestler. Like in a match. That would be incredible. Like they were like a lumberjack match and like they were the lumberjacks. That'd
and
be
they
great.
attacked.
That would be awful.
No, that'd be great. Are you kidding?
So
No.
Bobby Roode defeats Baron Corbin, No Way Jose. By the way, Seth Rollins defeated Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. And then it looks like Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas defeated the Fashion
Which
Police.
was a great segment. Which was I thought it was a funny segment.
This
I
just
thought it was
screams change the channel, though. And I like all four of these people.
But you know what? Here's the thing. So they come up to Kurt Angle and they say that they deserve a chance at the titles. And Kurt Angle laughs at them, obviously. as you
Axel and
would.
Dallas.
Right. And you would think, all right, obviously, these guys are jabronis.
They're 0-97 before this dub.
Right. So what happens is that then they turn around and they say, yeah, well, we're not the Miztourage anymore. We're the A-team. And then they make a joke saying, yo, you can't be the A-team. There's already an A-team. So he's like, all right, we'll be the B-team for the best team. And he was like, the best team are undefeated. We've never lost a match.
Yeah. So
he puts them against the Fashion Police in a good match. It was actually a pretty good match. And my dad hates the Fashion Police, but he was actually kind of like, this wasn't that bad. And they won, so now they're undefeated. They are an undefeated team at 1-0, and they're going to probably challenge Hardy and Wyatt for the titles at Money in the Bank.
Should be interesting
No way.
to have.
If they actually do that, it just shows that what a joke.
Well, who else
the
are they going to
tag team
put?
Division is.
Who's another heel tag team besides the Ascension? Not the Ascension. Are they even on Raw?
They
the
are.
Ascension, AOP, Dolph Ziggler, and
I'd
Drew
like to see that.
McIntyre.
No, these guys are going to be the next
That
guys
is an
to
absolute
get buried.
joke. The Raw tag team division is awful, and
but
if you
I think
actually
it's for
like
a
that,
reason.
I don't know about your opinions at wrestling.
I do like it, but for a different reason, because I'm going to see these guys get crushed by the two of them and get encapsulated into the Woken universe.
That I would like to see.
That is why I like this, Dom, because I don't see this as these guys actually winning. I see it as they're going to get beat by Wyatt and Hardy, and then Wyatt and Hardy are going to be like, you're looking for someone to follow. Follow me. I'll be your guy. And now the Woken universe has not become just a two-guy thing with maybe Jeff. Now you have Hardy, you have Wyatt, you have the former Miztourage now is Woken Warriors. You can continue to add to this completely insane story.
I'm all for that.
Give him something to do.
I really liked Bo Dallas in NXT. I thought, he was a credible performer, and when he came to the main roster, he was doing that whole Bo Leave thing.
Yeah.
It was really good stuff. And Curtis Axel, this is one of the most talented actual in-ring performers. It's just a shame, he's kind of just been a jabroni jobber for the last 10 years.
Right. So I think if they become become part of this Woken universe, or these Woken Warriors, they might actually have a chance to do something.
And, you got Bo Dallas, who's actually the brother of Bray Wyatt.
Right, so it's something to get done. So then, that's why I like this, because I see a long-term payout for it. So then you have, after that, a non-title match for Hardy and Wyatt versus the Revival, where, of course, the champs won. So, we got a caller. Oh, hello. Well, hold on. Phone. Yes. Hello. Hello, you're on the Squared Circle.
Hey, it's Kevin from Massapequa. How are you?
Hey, Kevin, what's going on?
I was just calling. I don't know if you guys saw it in the paper the other day. The ex-wrestler got his face beat in front of his house.
I saw that. I couldn't for the life of me remember who this guy is. I think he was a jobber in the 80s, so, he didn't never really won anything, but it's a shame that happened to this guy.
Yeah, I want to think his name was, I went by Mills Mascaris, but I want to think he was a power lifter at one point. He competed in the World's Strongest Man competition. I mean, you saw him. He didn't look he didn't look like he was, but I guess old wrestlers, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, the wear and tear.
Up for a parking spot.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's one of the many sad stories that happens in pro wrestling. Thanks for calling, though, Kevin.
Yeah, you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Speaking to you again. I've been listening, but I haven't been calling in.
Well, we appreciate it, man.
You got it. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Yeah, thank you too.
All right, bye-bye.
We got a listener.
Yay! Also, one other crazy story real quick. Just real funny on the same kind of note. There was a barbershop in Manhattan. You saw this,
no.
Justin? That they had a dispute, and a guy was thrown through a window.
Oh, like Marty Jannetty?
Yeah, right. So everyone would send it to Shawn Michaels. Oops, I had your mic muted. Sorry.
Come on, man.
Sorry. You saw this, Tom?
Joke. What? No, I haven't seen.
So people were sending it at Shawn Michaels. Did you have something to do with this? So
That's
he put
hilarious.
on his official page, and he was like, "Guys, I have nothing to do with this, but
page?
Or his Twitter page or Facebook. It was some sort of social media. And he was page here.
That's what I was going by. Sorry.
He was like, I wasn't involved in this, but I cannot say I cannot not condone it.
Because there's a famous angle, just to educate some people, where Shawn Michaels threw his tag team partner, Marty Jannetty. They were the Rockers throughout the 80s, and he threw him through a barbershop window on the set of Brutus the Barber Beefcakes, kind of segment. They would have the Piper's Pit, they'd have the Snake Pit, they'd have the Love Shack, and then one of those segments was the barbershop, which was awful.
Yeah.
And I don't like Brutus the Barber Beefcake, but that's a very memorable moment for sure.
Can I bring up something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you feel like the oh my god, the WWE right now has the wrong tag team champions on both shows? Because I feel like, where is the division gone? There's nothing.
This is the thing.
Wyatt and Hardy I don't like them as a tag team at all. I really don't. The Bludgeon Brothers, I think, are good. I think they're really good, but there hasn't been enough to do with them, and I feel like
they're setting up for that now.
I know,
because now they have the Bludgeon Brothers, who, by the way, haven't beat Gallows and Anderson, going around saying we beat everybody except for Gallows and Anderson, and they're like, we beat everyone. There's no one left for us, and there's only one group of people to show up. No, I'm saying, but they're the only people to have not appeared yet on SmackDown. So they're going to probably, I'm calling it this week, they're going to come out, cut a promo in the ring going, we've beat everybody, no one could beat us, we're unbeaten, we're undefeated, and then you're going to hear the stupid helicopter come on, and you're going to see Sanity come out and beat the hell out of them.
You always wonder about Sanity too, is that, are they going to get called up as a face or a heel? Because, in NXT, they're their last, I guess you could say, reign in NXT, they're kind of it was a questionable
That's
type
the
of thing
glory of Sanity. They're in the middle. There's no, you are this or you are that. That's the glory of wrestling nowadays. There honestly aren't faces or heels. Because if we're going off of that, Braun Strowman admitting to killing people is a heel. Is that face?
Okay,
yeah, kids, go out, kill your friends. That's not cool. So there's no face or heel things anymore.
No, that is so wrong.
Who you
Joe.
cheer for
so
because why not?
Right now.
So you're telling me that murder is okay?
All right, look.
You're going to teach a kid how to murder people?
No, that I understand that. But you have to realize the way that Braun Strowman got pushed now and the way he's been acting lately, I'm sorry, but he's a face for the fans now.
So you heard it, guys. Your children
Joe, you're an idiot.
Kill people.
You are really an idiot. You don't know what you're talking
Justin,
about.
am I wrong?
I'll say this. He's definitely being portrayed in a different manner from when he was doing more heelish stuff, whereas, throwing people in ambulances and tipping it over. He's definitely got a kid-friendly demeanor. I wouldn't see Braun Strowman 5 or 6 months ago, hanging out with Nicholas and being a tag team.
Yeah.
That being said, obviously the lines are blurred. It's not the 1980s where you have, take your vitamins and say your prayers. It's a different era. So you're going to have guys who are cocky be baby faces. You have a guy like AJ Styles who goes around saying, he's the best, he's phenomenal. That wouldn't fly in the 80s. He would, probably be a heel with that sort of demeanor.
Yeah.
So
All I'm
obviously
trying to say
Braun does say things that wouldn't fly back in the day.